So first, we would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people, where our relationship is based in peace and friendship. We also acknowledge that people of African descent have been in Nova Scotia for over 400 years, and we honor those ancestors who came before us to this land. So, first guest today will be Jeff Harding, and Shannon Harding, our CEO and manager, will be handling the presentations and interviews today. AEM was founded in 1985 and spent a decade working towards specialization in system installation, service, and automation. They utilize their knowledge of heating and cooling systems and combine it with the best available control technologies to create the most energy efficient buildings in their local market. AEM introduced energy audits and now actively performs them in many buildings. This allows AEM to provide support services and innovative technologies which use less energy to make buildings run more efficiently.
Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about AEM?
Yes, hello. So AEM, Advanced Energy Management, we're based out of Nova Scotia, but we also have an office in New Brunswick. We do work in all of Atlantic Canada as well as Ontario because we have an office there too. We are a controls company. We install HVAC controls, lighting controls, card access, intrusion, all that kind of stuff, as well as we have a whole service department. Our service department does stuff starting from filter changes right up to fixing compressors on heating and ventilation stuff. We also have a whole industrial division, and we do boilers in industrial plants.
That sounds like a lot. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to join AEM?
Yeah, so as I said, I'm part of the controls division. I'm actually, my job title is Senior Automation Programmer. I'm an electrician by trade. I'm a Red Seal electrician, which definitely helped me. I'm also an instrument or IT technician. I went to Seneca College for 2 years for that as well, so that definitely helped. So I've just, through my journeys of electrical, I've really enjoyed the controls part of it, and I eventually worked my way into doing all the wiring for the controls as our service team does, and now I'm doing the actual programming and making it all work.
That also sounds like quite the journey. So you started in college, interested in IT.
Correct.
And then you decided that a trade was for you and headed to get your Red Seal electrician.
Correct.
And then it sounds like you took those two pieces and mashed them together into something that really fit for you.
Yes. So as a programmer, those two fields really help because the electrical background gives you a basic knowledge of how everything works out in the field. And then what we do is very technological based. So we do, so the computer part of it is a big part of it. Programming, basically all our little controllers, we deal with our PLCs in another name. So they're just basic little mini computers that we make do stuff.
Okay. So what does a day in the field look like for you, Jeff?
So day to day varies totally in this field, and this is what I like. There are days where I'm just in the office programming, doing graphics, the boring stuff, paperwork, but then there's lots of days where we're out in the field. And so we do a lot of commissioning. So we have to check what the installers have installed to make sure they wired it all up right. So we check all the points and just making sure everything works. And then we got to make sure all the systems work together. The pumps come on when they should and shouldn't, and that kind of stuff.
Can we go back a little bit to your Red Seal days?
Yep.
What was that like for you? Going back to school and getting your trade.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, it was harder for me to go back because I was older than a lot of the kids that were in the class, but it was an experience. So it was a great experience. I mean, I would never I would encourage anyone I can to get in the skilled trades. It's a different lifestyle, but it's great.
So when you were doing that trade, and doing your red seal path, we had somebody speaking the other day about the apprenticeship process. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how that's differed or added to your position now?
Yeah, so like the red seal, so you have to have so many hours out in the field, just depending on your red seal you do. So for me, electrical, I had to have, now mine was a little bit different because of the way I came in, but on average, you need 7,000 to 10,000 hours of work experience, and then you go to the classroom and do classroom stuff as well. But a majority of your learning experience is out in the field, so it was great because you learn, you're one-on-one with other people in your field, so you learn a lot more than just sitting in a classroom all day, every day.
And you still use that today? You still use those skills?
Yep, yep. Like I said, the electrical part of it has helped because it helps me know what everything's doing out there, but it's also the life experience as well of being out in the field. Just helps me now on job sites, construction sites, and stuff like that.
You get the language, you get the lingo, you get the space.
Yep.
That's great. What would you say the most challenging part of your controls job is now?
Dealing with engineers. So we have a lot of experiences in our field where it's copy and paste. So stuff that is supposed to work doesn't always work. So the rewarding part of it is being that person that makes it all work and being able to just say, you know what, this is how it needs to be, and this is what it's going to be, and and we made it work.
So it sounds like problem solving is a really big part of your job.
Problem solving is definitely a huge part.
Okay. Like, were you somebody who was really into puzzles when you were a kid? Like
Yep.
solving all those weird little riddles and those
Problem
manipulative
solving,
little blocks?
yep, was a huge part of it.
Okay, so it sounds like your journey from a college program in IT into electrical really allowed you to get into this a little bit more specialized field. Is that right?
Yes, it is a very specialized field. It's not a very well advertised field. Thing is, though, it's not going anywhere. Our industry is not going anywhere. Every new building that goes up needs building automation. So as long as they keep building buildings, there's going to be stuff for us to do. So there is controls programs out there, like NSCC does have a couple little courses. They're not degrees or certificates, but they do have some courses to help you along the way. But instrumentation tech would definitely help you. That is a degree at college.
So that was my next question is like for youth today, because that's who we're speaking to today is a bunch of youth in this space. For you to like, okay, no, I really like tech and I like being in the field, but I really like being working with computers. What are their best steps to get involved and to head down this path?
So if you like to get paid to learn new things, this is the field to be in because we're always learning. I mean, I'm still doing courses. I'm doing courses this week. I'm learning more stuff. So there's always stuff to do. So if you like this, computers definitely helps. Any kind of computer course would help. But like I said, instrumentation technology is a course that would definitely help you. Electrical helps. But just having a want to learn new things is the key to this job.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the youth today, Jeff, before we head off?
Yeah, so, you know, if you're really not sure what you want to do, try controls. It's a different field. We're always needing people. We're desperately needing people. I work a lot of hours, so if we can cut that down, that'd be awesome. But the pay is great. We're one of the higher paid people out there, so for construction fields, so it's definitely something to think about.
Thank you so much for sharing a bit of your journey.
So yeah, again, huge thank you to Jeff and Greg from AEM Ltd. Andy from Ace Machining, Ryan, Eastward Energy, and of course, Adam from Cans. We're just so grateful that you took the time today to speak about just the amazing diversity in these trades and opportunities that are available to students today. And of course, World of Choices would not happen without our amazing sponsors, RBC Future Launch, Amazon, Taco Bell Foundation, GM, KPMG, Avanade, Can, Coltech, and Ace Machining.